members of the Southern Regional Council of Confederation of Indian Industry, entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen, Vanakkam. With a great honor and pride, I welcome all of you to the Puducherry for the second Southern Regional Council meeting of the Confederation of Indian Industry. I consider this meeting as an important platform that brings together the finest minds and institutions to discuss, deliberate, and envision the economic and industrial future of our region and of our great nation. As such, the southern states contribute a major portion towards the industrial development, especially the manufacturing sector for the whole country. At the outset, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to the Confederation of Indian Industry that has consistently been at the forefront of shaping India's industrial landscape for more than a century. Also happy to note Puducherry state is hosting this Southern Regional Council meeting for the second time. I come from a state, Gujarat, which is known for its industrial investment climate. I remember when Sri Narendra Modi took over as the Chief Minister of Gujarat, he first convened what is called Vibrant Gujarat. It's called an investment summit, inviting investments to the state of Gujarat. The first meeting was held in a small town hall of 750 capacity. And at that day, we received an investment of 750 crores. That was the beginning. And every 2 years, we used to have what is called Vibrant Gujarat Investment Summit. And the last summit which I attended in my tenure as an officer of the government of Gujarat, the investments to the tune of 25 lakh crores were signed in 3 days. And we had a participation of 25,000 participants. We had 100 countries representing their respective countries in the seminar. And we have a lot of heads of states attending these seminars. And this Vibrant Gujarat Summit has been now copied by many of the other states. And the investment seminars are being conducted by all the states. But unfortunately, as Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, I must admit that we are not in a position to have an investor summit like that, because we are a small state. The amount of land available, especially the government land available, is not that large. For that, I can call an investor summit and go for invite investments. We have one industrial estate, we got 750. By Gujarat standards, it is not even sufficient for one industry. But we have to find out a way how Puducherry can be developed as far as manufacturing sector is concerned. My few suggestions I would like to put before you is that instead of depending upon the government land, can we have a private industrial parks promoted by the industry themselves? You can purchase agricultural land. We will facilitate you. And if you can, suppose we say that 10 acres of private industrial parks, then you come out of all the government conditions and rules and regulations, and you are able to create world-class facilities in these small estates. I think that's one which thought I will leave it with the CIA today, members of the CIA today. Second, what should be the strategy for Puducherry? Puducherry is well known for the tourism potential, but I don't think we have made any attempt consciously to develop the tourism potential of Puducherry. You need better investments, you need better policies for the hospitality business, and you need a people-friendly state as far as the tourism is concerned. The second area which I have thought was the manufacturing sector itself. I was surprised to learn that a lot of closed industrial units which are existing in Puducherry. We are trying to bring in a lot of reforms in the matter. I think the state cabinet is aware of it, and about 24 areas they are trying to pass a amendment for ease of doing business. I think when those 24 points come as far as the ease of doing business is concerned, you will find Puducherry far better as far as investments are concerned. Third area I was thought about was medical tourism. Such a small place like Puducherry has got 9 medical colleges, and some of them are one of the best hospitals also attached to those medical colleges. Why can't we have a medical tourism hub? In each of these medical hospitals specializing in 2 or 3 disciplines. Someone goes for transplant, someone goes for orthopedic, someone goes for pediatrics, so that from not only from India, from world over, especially the French colonies, have a business. In that context, we are trying to increase the runway of the airport so that wide-bodied airplanes can land here, and we have direct contact with Europe. So that is another opportunity which we are looking at this thing. Third, Puducherry has been an educational hub. It produces some of the finest young minds in India. You will be surprised to learn that today 50,000 youth from Puducherry are working in Chennai and Bangalore in the IT industry. Why can't we bring those 50,000 people back to Puducherry? So IT is an area which we could develop this thing. Fourth, we are concentrating on fisheries, such a good coastline, and with 15% of the population belonging to the fishermen community. We are in dialogue with the Government of India, and we are trying to modernize the entire fishing industry of this concern. And only last week, the Government of India announced that Karaikal will be one of the fish processing centers in the entire India, and this should give a flick to the entire fishing industry. And we are also introducing big trawlers so that our fishermen don't go to Sri Lankan waters, but our fishermen goes to Andaman, Nicobar Island waters. So that this is one activity, traditional activity, which we will be able to modernize and add to this thing. I have had a long relations with both Confederation of India's CIA and FICCI in Gujarat, and I am aware of their potentials. So rather than government facilitating, I think more has to come from the industry itself. For example, as I said, there are a lot of closed units here. Can CI have a unit in their office which looks for cases which are in NCLT, cases under debt recovery tribunal, and all the advertisements which come in of the banks, financial institutions for recovery of their loans. So if this can be provided to your colleagues in the chamber, I think they would be far more benefited in making use of unutilized assets into useful assets for the state of Puducherry. The southern region of India, comprising Puducherry, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, and Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, is a vibrant and vital part of India's economy. Together, these states contribute significantly to the national GDP, exports, and industrial output. This region is home to some of India's most dynamic IT corridors, manufacturing hubs, ports, academic institutions, and entrepreneurial ecosystems. I think the involvement of CIA is very, very important to take us forward. I still remember when I returned from education from my course from UK, I was posted as Additional Industries Commissioner by the then Chief Minister. That was 1990s. That was when the first rate of liberalization started taking place in India. And my task was to get industries into Gujarat. And instead of sitting in my chamber, I used to visit the big industrial houses myself and invite them, present to them the advantages of Gujarat. And the maximum benefit of liberalization was taken by Gujarat because of this initiative. At the second step, 1995, I was asked to prepare a new industrial policy. So I took about 4 months to really study the impact of the earlier industrial policies. To my surprise, I learned that 50% of the investments which has come to Gujarat has come on the seafronts, which means seafront are an important asset, strategical asset as far as the development of the state is concerned. If you see the world over, development from centuries back, the developments have taken place only on the waterfront, whether it is on the riverfront or on the seafront. And from there, we emanated what is called the port policy for the state of Gujarat. And today, Gujarat can claim itself to be one of the foremost as far as port infrastructure is concerned. For the first time in the country, we introduced what is called privatization of the ports and introduction of the private sector into the ports. Earlier, it's only the major ports which played a very major role. So what I wanted to indicate to you, that as a country, as a state, it is only we understand the problems, needs, and what should be the strategy for the development. And I think CIA should take a major role as far as this portion is concerned. Puducherry, though small in geographical area, is an important node in this network of growth. With its cosmopolitan culture, strong educational institutions, peaceful environment, and business-friendly governance, Puducherry is poised to become a major destination for industrial and economic investment. India, as we all know, is at a turning point in its development trajectory. Under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, with whom I had an opportunity to work continuously for 18 years, India has emerged as the fastest growing major economy in the world. I take the privilege to mention that by May 2025, India surpassed Japan to become the 4th largest economy in the world as per the study of the World Economic Forum. With a strong emphasis on the reforms, infrastructure, and digitalization, India is steadily transforming itself into self-reliant and globally competitive economic powerhouse. For example, Puducherry has never concentrated on the capital investments in the infrastructure. So now we have submitted plans worth about 8,000 crores to be aided by the World Bank, by the ADB, by the French government, only to increase the infrastructure needs of Puducherry. For example, quality of water. The quality of water has been deteriorating because the groundwater has gone down and the TDS has gone in many of the areas as high as 2,000. So our effort is to give clean drinking water to all its citizens, all its service industries, as well as the industry. The flagship programs launched by Honorable Prime Minister like Make in India, Startup India, Digital India, Gati Shakti, and the production-linked incentive schemes are driving industrial resurgence across the country. We have seen record levels of foreign direct investment and growth in exports even amid global uncertainty. I especially like to mention about Gati Shakti. Gati Shakti is a project, is a program which is monitored directly by the Prime Minister. And he takes a meeting every 2 months with all the chief secretaries of the states. and it is monitors all the major infrastructural developments in the country and where the bottlenecks lies and how it can be solved. Today, the way you see the railways, the way you see the highways, the airports, and all the infrastructure projects getting a very fast this thing or gas connectivity, it is only because of the Gati Shakti project program of the Honorable Prime Minister. Industry is not just about factories and profits, it's about ideas, jobs, innovations, and nation building. I'm glad the CIA has consistently championed these ideals. Today, we need India industry to be more than just competitive. As we progress towards becoming a $5 trillion economy, responsibility on the shoulders of the industry leaders has never been greater. As the administrator of Puducherry, I take a few moments to speak about Puducherry's unique strengths and potential. Historically known for its cultural diversity, French heritage, spiritual legacy, Puducherry is today evolving into a modern knowledge and service economy. With 4 distinct regions, Puducherry, Karaikal, Mahi, and Yanam, we are uniquely positioned with access to both east and west coast of India. Our ports offer tremendous potential for trade and marine-based industries. Measures are being taken to commence flight service from Puducherry to other major destinations. Union Territory enjoys a high literacy rate, excellent healthcare indicators, and a peaceful law and order environment. We are rapidly expanding our infrastructure to attract investments, including upgrading ports, roads, power supply, and digital networks. Puducherry has a vast pool of skilled manpower, pharmaceuticals and healthcare, textiles and garments, agro-processing and food industries, tourism and hospitality, information technology and BPO services, renewable energy, and sustainable technologies are key factors with a high potential for industrial growth in Puducherry and will create a lot of employment opportunity for the people of Puducherry. At the bottom line, it is only how much employment, new employments you can create for the youngsters. This is both from the government side as well as from the CIA. I appeal to the leading industrialists to look out the opportunities to invest in Puducherry. On behalf of the Puducherry, I can assure you that all necessary approvals will be fast-tracked to set up your projects in the UT. The future of industry depends on the future of our youth. India's democratic dividend is a great opportunity, but also a challenge. We must ensure that every young Indian is equipped with the skills, knowledge, and attitude required to drive the modern economy. I take this opportunity to urge the CIA to collaborate more deeply with our universities, ITIs, and vocational training institutes in Puducherry and other southern states. Let us inspire our youth not just seek jobs, but to create jobs. Whenever I address the youngsters, I always say, when India is aiming to be a developed country by 2047, when we celebrate 100th century, I think many of us who are present here will not be partners of that development. It is only the youngsters, the faces which we see in front of us, who are going to determine the future of this country. Today, we need enterprises that can compete globally but also serve locally. We need institutions like CIA to be just not platforms for networking, but agents of transformation. I would like to propose a few new key focus areas for the CIA Southern Region Council in the coming years. Promote MSMEs, local entrepreneurs, especially in rural and semi-urban areas. Support startups in emerging like agri-tech, health tech, clean tech. Enhance gender diversity in industry and leadership. Adopt villages of urban wards under CSI initiative to improve health, sanitation, and education. Set benchmarks for ethical business practices and zero corruption tolerance, and support regional integration by building interstate industrial corridors. Ladies and gentlemen, the world is looking to India with a hope and expectation. We are living in a moment of historic opportunity. Let us rise to the occasion. Let us build a southern region that is not just economically powerful, but also socially just, environmentally sustainable, and globally respected. Let this Southern Regional Council meeting become a turning point in our journey towards shared prosperity. I once again thank the Confederation of Indian Industry for organizing this prestigious gathering in Puducherry. I wish the deliberations of this council a great success. Thank you. Jai Hind.